Okay, so we have, let's see. So we have from last class, we have 2, 5, and 7, 8. And so you can decide to plot the 2 points, 2, 5, and 7, 8. And you can decide to take the journey. So this is plus 5, this is plus 3. And then we can draw the distance as the hypotenuse. Let's call that d. And so we can decide that d squared is equal to plus 5 squared plus positive 3 squared. We have 25 plus 9, which is 34. That means the distance is equal to radical 34. Or, can you see it? Yeah, or we can decide to use the distance formula. So we know that d is equal to the square root of, let's see, 7 minus 2 plus 8 minus 5. We have the square root of 5 squared plus 3 squared, or the square root of 25 plus 9, which is equal to the square root of 34. Let's do another example from the last class. Let's say the first point is 3, negative 1. I apologize, negative 3, 1. And the second point is 5, negative 4. So same idea. We can plot these points on a graph. So we have negative 3, 1. And we have 5, negative 4. Right? Let's see, we have negative 3, 1 over here. And down here we have 5, negative 4. I can take the journey over and down. So let's see, from negative 3 to 5 is positive 8. And from 1 down to negative 4 is negative 5. And then I created a right triangle, drawing the hypotenuse, d. And we can say that d squared is equal to positive 8 squared plus negative 5 squared. Luckily, because of squaring it, the negatives go away. So we have 64 plus 25, which is equal to 89. Therefore, d is equal to the square root of 89. We know because the square root of 81 is 9, this number is a little greater than 9. Or we can use the distance formula. So we have d is equal to the square root of the change of x's, 5 minus negative 3, plus the change in y's, negative 4 minus 1. So we have 5 minus negative 3 is 8 squared. Negative 4 minus 1 is negative 5 squared. We have the square root of 64 plus 25, which is the square root of 89. Now, the next thing I want to talk about is the midpoint between 2 points. Next thing I want to talk about is the midpoint between 2 points, right? So, let's see, we have x1, y1, and we have x2, y2. We have a point, we have a journey. I want to know what the middle of that journey is. What is this middle? What is this m? Well, we have a formula for the midpoint. It's the average of the x's, comma, the average of the y's. So, for the first example I'm going to look at 2 comma 4 and 6 comma 12. So you say, okay, we can quickly use the midpoint formula. The midpoint, if we call this A and this is B, the midpoint is equal to 2 plus 6 divided by 2, 4 plus 12 over 2, which gives us 2 plus 6 is 8, 8 divided by 2 is 4, and 4 plus 12 is 16, 16 divided by 2 is 8. Let's look at another example. Before I show you another way, over here, Over here, let's take this is example 1. Let's take a look at example 2. Over here, we're looking at -3, 1, and the point is 1, 7. So for example, maybe I call this point C, maybe I'll call this point D. I want to find the midpoint of segment CD. Well, you can say, let's use the formula. Fine. The midpoint M is equal to -3 plus 1 divided by 2, comma, 1 plus 7 divided by 2, which gives us, let's see, -3 plus 1 is -2 divided by 2 is -1, and 1 plus 7 is 8 divided by 2, that gives us 4. Now, this is the okay, can we see it? Yeah, I'm going to take a different approach though. I want to take a geometric approach to this. So, we have all the points. I have 2, 4, and I have the point 6, 12. Now, let's think about this for a second. The full journey, let's see, the full journey is what? The full journey is +4, and right, so 2 to 6 is +4, and 4 to 12 is +8. But I don't want to take the full journey. I want to only take half the journey. So to get here, I only want to go +2 and +4. So you know what? Let me take my 2, 4, add my +2, add my +4, and I done 4, 8. Let's try the same thing over here. Let's graph these points. So I have my graph over here. I have -3, 1, and I have 1, 7. Right? Let's see. Let's write these in -3, 1, and 1, 7. Let's take my full journey. So my full journey is 4 to the right, 6 up. But I don't want to take my full journey. I only want half my journey. I only want to get here. I only want to go +2 and +3. Once again, if the full journey along the x-axis is 4, I only want to go 2. And if my full journey is to the y-axis 6, I only want to go 3. So we have -3, 1, add my 4, add my 3, and I end up with 1, 4. Oh, I'm sorry. No, the full, I apologize. It's 2, so it's -1, 4. Nice. Now, same idea. You can, okay, then the last set of problems, you're given, so we have, so given, we have A is 5, 2, and we know the midpoint of AB, M, is 8, 7. We're asked to find B. Okay, so once again, maybe we'll make a picture. So you start here, we have A, we have B, and we have M. We know what A is, we know it's 5, 2. We know M is 8, 7, and but we don't know what B is. We're just gonna call that XY. Well, algebraically, we can say, you know what, 5 plus X over 2 is equal to 8. And algebraically, we can say that 2 plus y over 2 equals 7. Well, we can easily solve these. How do I get rid of the number in the denominator? Multiply both sides by the numerator. So we have 5 plus x equals 16, x equals 11. What's going on over here? Same idea. Multiply both sides by 2. We have 2 plus y equals 14, y equals 12. Now, can we do geometrically? The answer is yes. If we think about it the last way, think about taking the journey. Let's think about taking the journey. If we think about this, to get from A to the midpoint, if we go from A to the midpoint, the change is 3 plus 5. Well, that's half the journey. So how do I get to the next part? Well, another 3 to the right, another 5 up. So 8, comma 7, we're taking 3 up, 3 to the right, 5, 12, 5 up, we have 11, comma 12. Nice. Let's try one more example. The next example, how about we say that C is 4, 6, and the midpoint is 8, -2. And I want to know what, let's see, so let's see that M is the midpoint of CD. So find D. Find D. So I can make a visual. I know that I started 4, 6. It looks like I'm going down. So this is 4, 6. Kind of looks like I'm going down. Once again, it doesn't matter how your graph is. It doesn't matter how your graph looks. It's always going to be numbers. So we have 4, 6. This is M, which is 8, -2. And we want to get to D. Let's type it. First of all, let's do it algebraically. So we call D x, y. It's unknowns. So I know that 4 plus x divided by 2 is 8. Once again, the middle of 4 and x is 8. And I know the average of the middle of the y's, 6 plus y divided by 2 is -2. Somewhere between 6 and some value is -2. Algebraically, 4 plus x equals 16, x equals 12. Over here, I have 6 plus y equals -4, y equals -10. Now, let's see if I can do that visually, with visuals. So let's see, what's the journey? What was my journey from 8 to the midpoint? Well, I went 4 to the right, but I went down 8. Right? From 6 to -2, I went down 8. So that's only half the journey. So you know what? Let's take that journey again. Let's go 4 to the right and 8 down. Well, 8, comma -2, 4 to the right, 8 down. Let's see what we end up with. 12, -10. Here we go. Good. Practice the sheet in total.